guys, I'm just doing this little video to share something that I've been working on. This little passion project of mine I've been putting off for a really long time, till the right time, till the right moment, and until later. And this year, more than ever, I realised that life isn't waiting for anybody, and time sure as hell isn't slowing down unless I take the time to slow down and do the things that I want to do and start working towards my goals and my dreams. And so, yeah, I'm going to just do that. So, for weeks and weeks leading up to going away, I'd been really flat out running my business. At least for the last couple of weeks, I'd just been all through the day and well into the night. And it's the busiest time of year for my business. I had kids at home more than usual the last couple of weeks leading up to the end of school. Hubby's health not well, and I was just really exhausted. I just was really run down. I'd been trying to keep myself to doing 1 hour a day writing, which was what I've been aiming to do as my sort of self-care and my rest time, and doing non-sleep deep rest, sort of like meditation and stuff in the afternoon to recharge and be calmer and feel better. And that had been working wonders for me, and I'd been feeling great and doing great. Even on the busiest days, even when things were getting hard, I was able to do these things and feel a lot better. But then I hadn't been doing them because I was getting so busy, and my battery ran dry and I was exhausted. I didn't want to do anything for days. I was just very mopey and just no motivation. Couldn't even just do a lot of things that I could have been doing. And at one point I just spent half a day just writing, and then started writing again, and it helped so much, and it just solidified what I've been learning this year, and that's that writing is exactly what I need to do. I need to get back to doing my writing. I need to keep doing this thing that I have loved and been so important to me my entire life, and it serves a greater purpose for me because it allows me to express my feelings and my views of the world through fiction and poetry, and more recently I've just been gorging myself in information relating to the human body and condition, and self-help and self-care and biology of the brain and the body, and all these things that are really fascinating and interesting. And so I've been writing a lot of that sort of stuff, non-fiction sort of thing as well lately. And look, my head's just this non-stop machine of constant thoughts and ideas, and writing's how I get that out so my head doesn't explode. And so I've been putting together this little website and a blog and doing some more writing, and my aim with the website that I'm starting is to share all of this fascinating and beneficial information that I've been researching and learning and implementing in my own life to make such meaningful and impactful changes to my mind and body and just overall well-being. And I think that that's information worth knowing, and it's information worth sharing with other people, because if the things that I've been learning and the things that I've been doing can help a person like me who's suffered a lot of trauma from a very young age and lived with undiagnosed and supported ADHD, which comes along with all the other mental health buddies of depression and anxiety and mild OCD, and just yay, mental health skittles. It's no wonder that it's been such an uphill battle for me to just struggle through trying to live a normal life and always striving for better and to do better and to be better and to succeed more, while not only fighting through life but also constantly fighting myself in my own head. And these things that I've been learning and doing have, for the first time in my life, really made me changed my mindset and the way that I live in so many different ways, and it's helped me to get through really, really tough times. And this year has been literally the toughest year of my life, and these things have really helped me to keep going. So I really want to start writing about that and sharing that, because look, like last year my life really just unraveled like never before after the heart issue diagnosis with Will, my 10-year-old son, which also then came with a buddy diagnosis. Temporarily it was a scare. It was luckily they got him into the specialists and they were able to say that this wasn't the case. But for a while there, we thought that he might have had something that was going to give him less than 10 years to live, like that. And that was like the toughest part of that year, thinking he was going to have surgery on his heart, or whether he did or didn't have to have it, and then that on top of it. And then after that, there was this crazy string of events in October that just kind of like one after the other within just over a week, a period of just over a week, and I was just smashed with all this stuff. It was coming into the busiest time of year again for my business. At the time I was still doing 4 hours a day at the school. I was studying full time with my teaching degree and had all the assessments coming up, and I broke down. I was not good, and I thought I was at my lowest point then, but I pulled myself back together, and just keep swimming, as I say. But yeah, that wasn't really the right thing to do, was to just ignore and suppress and push it all away, obviously, like I've been doing my whole life. And then by the end of the year, my physical health was going downhill, and it was causing me issues with all kinds of grief in my body, not the most inconvenient of which being the constant cramps and pains that I was dealing with every single day, and headaches and migraines were several times a week, if more, and I was really unwell physically and mentally, but still trying to push to keep going. And then eventually I made the really difficult decision to take a break from my job, which I loved, in a place that I loved being at, that I loved working at. I took a break from study and gave up the volunteer work that I'd been doing in order to finally just concentrate on me and figure out what was going wrong with my body, and to get better. And it's really crazy actually how hard that decision was to make, because I felt like I was letting everybody down and failing by quitting these things that I'd worked so hard to do, these things that I loved doing. And I thought that I was always pushing myself harder and more for my family, and pushing myself through these things to always be available for my family. But what good was I to them like this, So it was around that time that I really was at my lowest, and I can pinpoint some really simple but really profound things that happened that set in mind this snowball effect of change in my life. And it all started with changing my mindset around some very damaging things. So since then I knew that this was going to be the year to get back to writing again, and not just writing stories and poetry and fiction, creative writing, but writing down all my experiences and what I was coming to learn about myself and just the human condition in general, and how I was uncovering different things about my biology and my brain structure, and the effects caused by very significant trauma in your brain and body, and how it affects you as a person, and what you need to do to actually heal that and fix that. So yeah, because there is so much about the brain and the body and how we live and how we think and how we feel that is actually in our control to change, and discovering that there is so much that we can do to change these things that suck our souls dry was like lightning striking. And I'm sick of feeling like shit. I'm sick of seeing people I care about suffer. And I hate that every time I meet someone new that's this kind, amazing person, they're suffering, they're going through terrible things, or they've been through terrible things. And even just life in general at the moment, everyone knows it's really tough. We're in a really tricky time to be alive, and it is scary and it is hard, but it's actually kind of comforting to know that there is still a lot that you can do to feel better in yourself and in your own life, no matter what you're going through. So I've held back sharing a lot of things about myself and about my life, and things that I've struggled through and are still struggling through, because of shame or guilt or embarrassment about things that I now realize that I don't have to feel that way, because it's really not my fault that things happened to me and around me when I was a young, impressionable, underdeveloped child. No child is at fault for the things that they do to cope with bad shit that happens to them. How crazy is it that we create these behaviors and characteristics in children through physical, emotional, and neglectful abuse in so many forms, both little and big forms, and then they turn into these adults that don't fit what's expected of them, and so we punish and shun them for just living the lives that they were directly or indirectly taught to live. And that honestly baffles me. And you get to a certain age where you are responsible for your actions, and you do have choices and you do have control. That is 100% that free will and choice over your actions and everything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You do have control over these things. You do have a choice to do these things to change your life. But the fact of the matter is, some people have been so damaged by life and the things that have happened to them and the ways that they've been taught how to live and how to cope with their lives and with the things that happen to them and emotions, that they are physically and mentally wired in a way that does not allow them to conduct themselves in a way that makes them happy and safe and content, and breeds depression and anxiety and all these mental health issues in people because of what's happened to them in their earlier years beyond their control. And the human brain is not even developed properly until between age 25 to 32. Different specialists say different things, but it's around that time frame. So by then, 25 years old, you should already have a job, you should have a license, you're probably expected to own a home, you're probably looking for a husband or a wife and starting a family or a big important career or whatever. Your brain isn't even developed enough yet to cope with understanding the world. And yeah, that's too much to go into with this video. But basically that's, what I want to get at, and the information that I want to share, to make people realize that if you're depressed, if you suffer from anxiety, there's so many different things that are happening to you, or you're like that way because of things that have happened to you, and there's ways that you can fix it. So anyways, I'm just going to write what resonates with me and what has helped me change my mindset and change habits that I've solidified in my own life forever. Like negative mindset, very, very bad internal dialogue, addictions to coffee and smoking and social media or whatever, and I'm even going to leap one step further out of my comfort zone and put myself in front of the camera and do some videos, which I've never really been comfortable in front of a camera, photos or videos, just because of how I feel about how I look and act, and a little twitch as I always do. And yeah, I'm just gonna just going to let go of any worry about the perception of closed-minded, also damaged people, and the Karens of the world that want to pick. And I'm just going to share whatever I can to help other people, because I'm starting to see so clearly so many of us just suffer silently through things that we've been conditioned to suffer through unnecessarily. And it really doesn't have to be that way in so many cases for so many people. So yeah, I've been slowly piecing together this website, like it's just a skeletal version of what I dream that it will one day be. And I've been going over my super long first blog post and editing and cutting and stressing about it and putting it off, and what should I do with it? Should I cut this, or should it be this length, whatever? And eventually I just cut it right back and just posted it. So I have published my website, and I've put up my first blog post and a little about me and what I want the website to be and everything. So yeah, you can go and check that out now if you'd like, and if it resonates with you or seems helpful, the stuff that I'm talking about and sharing, perhaps you might share my contents as a support and help get the information out there to other people that are struggling. Let them know that there's this place for information and support run by a fellow crazy person, still figuring it all out, but getting there and doing pretty good. So yeah, like if you're close to me and you know me personally and know me well, then you're going to know that this is going to be a completely judgment-free space. It's a place where anybody can come for information and support and feel safe and not judged. And yeah, I saw this meme on Facebook just recently. It was like another sign for me to just kick this off and just do it. And it said, I found the world to be woefully lacking in safe places, so I became one. And I feel like that's me, and that's what this website is about. That's what it's meant to be, a place for everyone who never had somewhere safe to be themselves and get support, and maybe still doesn't have that sort of thing in their life. So yeah, but anyways, it's time for me to get back to enjoying my well-earned, well-deserved holiday and write as much as I want and just relax and chill. So yeah, bye for now, mindset reset warriors. Peace, love, warm fuzzies and all that, but mostly just take care. Love you, because you're important and you're worth it.